Good evening. Welcome to Meditate with Marie. This is day 5 of our Positive Influences series. And tonight I am, with a bit of luck, going to have a conversation with somebody who does indeed make me feel lighter and more energized in every single way possible. Physically, mentally, emotionally. If you have been with the page for quite some time, you would have met her already in the original Positivity Project series, both of them. And if you're more new to the page, hopefully if we can connect the link okay, you will get to meet her for the first time. So my good friend Laura is somebody who I associate with accountability, and let me tell you why as I can invite her in on the video. Let me see, adding Laura. I love this. I love linking up with people in these video chats. This is so good. So Laura will be joining us live from the Lake District, and she is very kind to give us her time tonight. Hello, Laura.
Hello, Marie.
How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm hot and flustered. We had the heating on for some strange reason at the Durham Yoga Studio tonight, so I feel like we've done very hot yoga, and I've literally got home with 3 minutes to spare, so it's like, quick, get the live ready and let's just go. So I'm straight in. How are you?
It was perfect timing then.
Perfect timing. Perfect. I knew I'd be back for 9 o'clock. No problem. So I've just been telling everybody that you joined me in the original Positivity Project video series. We talked about colour in those series. You and I are somebody who, we appreciate colour. We have lots of things in common. That is definitely one of them. And I was just saying that I hold you in accountability. That's what I want to focus on tonight, because you and I are two people who get together for our monthly new moon sessions. So every single month we'll get together around a new moon and we will do a little ritual that we've been doing for how many years?
I want to say 2.
I thought it was longer.
Longer.
Wait,
maybe
how long have you lived in the Lake District?
over 3.
Then definitely longer, because we were doing it before you moved.
We were, maybe 4.
I think 4 years. Yeah, that's a long time.
Wow.
So we get together and we share a moon circle, but it's something that's really consistent, isn't it? We've done it with other people and we do it privately most of the time, and we really just get to create this safe space for each other, and we get to hold each other accountable for whatever it is that wants to come out. So whether we're healing something, or whether we're growing on a personal level or a professional level, or whether we want to set a goal, which is a particular thing that we hold each other accountable to. She is a consistent positivity partner. So not just the new moon sessions, but also we've done some exercise challenges together, haven't we? So sometimes one of us might decide we're going to do a month of yoga with Adrian, or we might want to start wild swimming, or whatever it is, we can tell each other, and then without any kind of judgment or expectation upon that intention, we can check in with each other and just see how it's going. And I don't know about you, but I find that kind of partnership really motivating. So it's just so much easier to stick to a positivity practice or a goal if you've got somebody to just check in with.
Oh, yeah. No, I totally agree. I was thinking about this before we chatted, and I was like, and I know I've shared it with you before, you have a lot more like self-drive, self-willpower to self-motivation. That's what I want to say.
Really?
I find, and I feel like for me, I need other people to be involved in certain things I want to do, especially if they're like a little bit of a stretch, or they're a bit uncomfortable, or a bit something new. I definitely need other people to kind of be there to like do those things with, or hold that commitment for. So yeah, I find it really, for me, really helpful. to be consistent and to keep doing those things. But yeah, I think what we're doing as well is we're kind of really, I think we're doing some, like, especially when we do our new moon sessions, it's quite personal, and it's quite deep, and it's quite, you know, it's quite a space with a lot of trust.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think it's both things. We're kind of creating this lovely accountability to do things we're kind of inspired to do, feeling creative over. But I think it's also creating that space where there is a lot of trust to, like, explore what you might want to do or what you find difficult, and I
Yeah,
think, like, shared, like, that space of non-judgment is really important.
absolutely. I don't think I've ever heard anything negative ever come out of your mouth. You've certainly never been negative towards me in any way. I've never heard you talk negatively about anybody else. If anything, you're probably harder on yourself than anybody else. But that is really nice as well. It's like a positive encouragement without anything negative about it. So I know that when I'm with you, I am in that safe space, and you know, there is definitely that element of trust. But if I let myself down for any reason, I know that I'm safe to do that with you, because you're not going to throw any negativity at me. And I know some people thrive on that kind of, like, you need someone to yell at you or something like that, but that wouldn't work for me. So just knowing that you're there and that we can check in with each other and I'm safe with you, that absolutely motivates me. It keeps me going. And I know you think that I'm self-motivated, but I think if I was just choosing to do something on my own, I wouldn't. Not that I would just give up, but I probably wouldn't stick in as much. When you've got somebody who you know you can just go, okay, I'm doing this,
Yeah.
but they're not going to judge for you if you don't complete it or you fail. I don't like the word failure, but if I fail at something, you're not going to judge me. But it's just so motivating to know that you're supporting me, you know?
Sorry, Izzy. My cat is just leaving the room, and she's going to make a loud noise if I don't open the door for her. She's going to come and chat to us anyway.
Every time we meet on a new moon video call, both of our animals are present and make some noise. Bramble's just had a drink in here, and now she's rolling all over the floor in the hall, making, like, grunting at herself.
Oh.
It's like they just know we're on some sort of video call.
They do. They're part of our accountability, I'm sure, as well. They're part of our routines and our habits. And I think I was thinking about that before. I was like, so Juno, like, we got our puppy last year. So Juno, part of I think, well, how she almost helps me be accountable without even knowing she's doing any of it, is like being a lot more active and spending a lot more time outside. Because I was kind of thinking, it's also, accountability is also about, like, bringing things into your life that almost I don't want to say you have to then do that, because obviously I need to take her for a walk, but I've chosen to kind of create that lifestyle which holds me accountable to do more of those things that I really want to do and are really good for me, like going out for more walks and being in nature more. And so I think there's a lot of ways to do it as well.
That is true, actually, because when you have a dog and you commit to that lifestyle, you do have to walk your dog on a daily basis, don't you? And that's how it becomes a routine and a healthy habit so much easier, almost because you have to. But they do hold you accountable as well, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you enjoying your daily walks with your dog?
Yes. She's
Remember what life was like before you had her and you didn't do the walking that you do consistently now?
It's harder to remember. So I've had her over a year now. It's harder to remember what life was totally like. Definitely on really wet, rainy days, there are times you're like, oh, I don't quite want to do this. But I know I'm a lot stronger, I'm a lot fitter, and it hasn't felt like effort. Like, it hasn't felt like I'm going out there forcing myself to do 10,000 steps a day. It just happens. And I think that's a lovely way to do it.
Absolutely. And then you end up with all these benefits that you weren't expecting. You know, you look forward to that walk and you enjoy the daylight and you enjoy the fresh air. and your cardio fitness improves, your stamina improves. And I bet if you stopped walking her for a week, or somebody else took her on holiday for a week, you would really miss those walks and just that feel good.
Yeah.
Oh, I've forgotten what they're called. Endorphins is them feel good hormones when you exercise. You would miss endorphin hit, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Oh, completely. And I mean, and she's so much fun. Like, just some of the things she gets up to, you just end up like having a really good laugh, and it's I don't know, it just creates a whole different experience that I couldn't create on my own. But yeah, it is totally a lifestyle choice to, build that into your life. So yeah.
So for anybody who was thinking of making some positive changes to their life, it might not be as drastic as get a dog and start walking every day. No. But you are somebody who taught me the word, or the meaning of the word, incremental. And I had no idea what that meant until you taught it to me, and you are a great example of that. So for the sake of anybody who doesn't know, would you explain it to them?
Yeah, so the ideal of it's like incremental change. So what we can naturally do is we can imagine where we are now and kind of where we want to be, like this end result, like maybe taking wanted to be more fit, for example, like we were just talking about. We might imagine like right now we don't do a lot of activity, but we want to be this person that can run half a marathon. And we can just assume that we can get there really quickly. But the idea of being incremental is much more about like taking those tiny little steps every single day, doing those little micro changes in your lifestyle that build up to something more significant. So you wouldn't just go out tomorrow and run half a marathon. You would be like, try and break that down into something a little bit smaller, whether it's a little walk every day, it's a little change in what you eat every day. It's just making it really bite-sized, really easy to do, so that you're setting yourself up for success. You're not biting off more you can chew, and then because the risk with that is that you then, and that's what you were sort of implying to me, sort of saying about me, I can be overly self-critical. So if I try to do something too big too quickly and I don't achieve it, I will inevitably beat myself up a little bit before I step out of it and go, no, it's okay, and then kind of coach your way through that to then have another go. It can
be so easy to give up at the first hurdle if you have a great big challenge that is maybe a little bit unrealistic to start from. So even if it's like a 1% change or a 2% change consistently over time, that's going to lead to a much bigger change, isn't it? Or a more achievable goal. And I think what's nice about that, and learning that from you, it takes the pressure off so much. So just to know that you're moving in the right direction. Say for meditation, for example, if somebody wanted to take up a meditation practice and they'd never meditated before, they wouldn't just sit down for half an hour every day and be like, wow, this is great. They'd probably really struggle, wouldn't they? So they might start with every other day and just do 2 or 3 minutes, and then time increase it to 4 or 5 minutes, and then you might bring it in daily, or just start once a week. Maybe they go to one class once a week. It's small, steady, and just let them little things just build into more healthier habits that do change your life.
Yeah, exactly. And it's figuring out what fits in your life as well, because it might be that only once a week is achievable. So just go with that. That's way better than trying to say I'm going to do it 3 times when realistically you're not going to do it 3 times at this point or this stage in your life, or with whatever else is going on. So yeah.
Or even if they eat more vegetables. I'm not a massive vegetable eater. I like them, but I'll be honest, I don't eat 5 a day most of the time. So even if I go, right, I'm going to have kale once a week, or I'm going to have 2 vegetables every day until I can start to increase it more. It's just that gradual, consistent thing, isn't it? I'm so grateful that you taught me that.
Oh, I'm pleased I'm pleased it was beneficial to you, and I feel like you've really embraced it as well. You've done a lot of things as a result of it, I think.
I think what's nice as well is sometimes I can get so caught up in where am I going next? What is the next project? What am I going to do? What else can I contribute or achieve or study or learn, or you know. And sometimes you'll be like, Marie, just have a look at what you've done. Just kind of turn around and have a look at everything that you've done this year or over the last couple of years. Or if I need to slow down and have a month where I just focus on self-care, you're the person that would very gently highlight that to me, or just remind me of what I have achieved if I'm in that mindset of like, I haven't done enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we should encourage anybody who's watching this video. Hello, Martin, by the way, I can see your comment. Thank you for joining us. Another Positively partner of mine. For anybody who's watching this, either live or later on, if there's something that you hope to achieve or you want to change about your life, or just a more positive influence in your life, I'm going to encourage you to, one, do it incrementally, so slow, small, achievable steps, and two, buddy up with somebody. In the book, I think I mentioned buddy up with somebody in the exercise chapter as one of the Positivity Project practices. So if you feel like you want some accountability and you want someone to motivate you but isn't going to, you know, verbally abuse you, unless you like that kind of motivation, buddy up with somebody. Find someone like Laura and I have this like-minded, let's achieve personal growth, let's celebrate how far we've come, let's just keep growing together. And yeah, I'd encourage anybody to buddy up. Before we end the video, I would like to ask you, based on this series, we're asking people to be mindfully aware of what makes them feel lighter, what uplifts them, what inspires them. Who, what, or where has a positive influence on you and your health and your well-being?
I would say that for me, so I'm a very naturally introverted person, and obviously we live in a world that's quite busy and noisy and there's lots going on, and we both just describe we like to learn a lot, so we get a lot of input and read things and listen to things. And actually for me, what I find the most kind of mindful and inspiring space is actually going out in nature and it just being really quiet and just having that space to just disconnect, switch off, and just be there. And I find those spaces, when I can get into an environment like that, is when I kind of feel most relaxed, but at the same time most inspired. I just think that's my brain gets this break and it just has this ability to be more creative and relaxed in that sort of moment. And I don't know, some of those moments just feel more challenging. You don't get enough of them, I think. I always crave more of them. I definitely appreciate them.
It's hard to find those still spaces, isn't it, when you are a busy person and you've got a big to-do list and things like that, and working and juggling life and family and friends and dogs.
Which is
I really like that.
Good fun.
It is, and I think that's another reason why we connect so well, because we are both introverts, aren't we? In fact, I don't think I knew what that word meant until I was out to dinner with you and a couple of other friends about 7-8 years ago, and you were talking about introverts and extroverts and personality types, and I remember feeling a little bit like out of my depth with the conversation. I was just like nodding and smiling and thinking, what are they talking about? So I came home and Googled it, and extrovert, introvert, and I just went, oh my God. And it was just like the penny dropped, you know. I just thought I didn't fit in places, or I was a little bit weird. It just turns out I'm an introvert, and knowing that is life-changing, because you can then understand yourself and your needs better, can't you?
Oh my goodness, yes. Yeah. I think introverts are often misunderstood. I think it's getting better these days. Introverts are kind of quiet and shy, but actually it's all about your energy. It's so much more about your energy. It's what gives you energy and sort of fills your energy space up. And to me, it's that quietness, it's that stillness, and then we can use that energy to channel it out and be with others and around others. But we need that space, that quiet space, to refill. I kind of feel like a battery that can drain, and I just need to go into a quiet space and fill it back up.
Absolutely. Martin's saying he's a fellow introvert there too. I get it. And I don't know about you, but I find that introverts naturally understand each other. We just get it. Like if I say to any of you, I am overstimulated or I'm socially burnt out, I love you guys, but I just can't talk to you tomorrow. I'm going to switch my phone off until the following day. Just get it and totally understand. And again, there's no judgment on it.
Yeah. And I think linking it back to kind of accountability, like they're kind of what you're talking about there is a little bit like boundaries, isn't it? It's like setting boundaries around your energy. And I think you and I have been really good at like encouraging each other to do that. I feel like you've helped me a lot with that over the last few years. It would just be like it's totally okay to do that and to just go, I don't have the energy for this, and to say no, and that's fine. And I think part of our accountability has been like taking care of that energy level as well.
Yeah, and I think that has a knock-on effect, and it inspires you to speak up for yourself a bit more. I mean, you don't have to yell or be loud about it. You can just express what it is that you need, and we can be more authentic, and we can just know how to fill our own cups and also inspire other people to do the same just by simply leading by example, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Oh, it's always nice to talk to you, always. Yeah, thank you so much. Anybody watching, you might notice that Laura and I smile at each other a lot. That is a sign of somebody that is a positive influence on you. You know, I'm not kind of frowning and going, oh I'm just like sick of this conversation. I'm like, yay, I want to talk to Laura because she inspires me, and the body language speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat to me tonight. Shall we just leave it there, say goodnight to everybody, and hope that this conversation is inspiring to anybody? If it is, let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear from you.
Thank you, Marie. It's been lovely to be here and chat with you. And yeah,
and thank you for your contribution to the Positivity Projects originally. So if anybody, I don't know whether you can tell on the video, actually Laura is in the room that I stayed in when I decided I was going to write the book, and I was inspired by her yellow wallpaper in the background there, and I just thought, you know what, I need to be in a space where I'm full of nice colour. So I found this yellow wallpaper, I think it's called Bramble something or other. So I came home, redecorated this room, and I started writing the book in here, inspired by Laura's surroundings in her home. So again, just thank you so much for inspiring me on so many different levels.
You're so welcome. Well, I look forward to whatever comes next.
Yeah, exactly. I have no idea. Just carry on. Hopefully we're going to be talking to Martin on Sunday. He's going to have a very surprising conversation for a lot of people on this channel. We're going to pause the positive influences theme just for now. We'll return to that on Sunday, but I will be live again tomorrow night with a celebration meditation. Can you believe that Meditate with Marie is 4 years old tomorrow?
Wow, that is phenomenal.
Where has 4 years gone? I do not know.
Don't know. You've taken it one day at a time.
Exactly. So one day at a time. Come back tomorrow if you want to meditate with me. Laura, thank you very much. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to say goodnight, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
And thank you so much to everybody else who's been here for tonight. We appreciate you all. Bye for now.